idea.
That's not.
As a matter of
Let
fact,
him speak. Thank you.
four of them are definite human sacrifice ones. The victims are easily picked up. They are wandering teenagers looking for a good time, runaways, skid row bums, paper boys, paper girls. You can go out to the street the day before or the day during, pick up that child, drug him, or whoever you want to, get him ready for the ceremony, and at that time, they will slice the person's throat open, pick up the blood in a chalice, because they believe that the power in the blood will add to them.
How do you know this? How do you know this?
I wasn't the only one who practiced this.
So have you practiced in going out and picking up people off the street and slicing their throats?
Yes, they were the easiest way to do it.
Wait a minute. I want him to say it.
As a matter of fact,
why did they kill him? And why aren't you in jail?
Please let him speak.
Sharon Tate LaBianca's murder, okay, was a witch's hitting. Sharon Tate wanted out, but the thing is, the Illuminati...
What do you mean she wanted out? She was a witch?
Yes, she was tired of it. She wanted to get out, but
Sharon
the thing
Tate
is...
was a witch. Okay.
But the thing is...
You base those allegations on what?
On when I was in, myself. I'm not the only one who knows this information. Anybody who was in witchcraft during that time can tell you the same thing. What happened
was... That Sharon Tate was a practicing witch?
Yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, the Illuminati...
I have no information to refute it, so I'm only going on what you're saying.
The Illuminati sent Charles Manson in to kill her. Charles Manson did not go into prison. He volunteered to go in.
So you're saying that Charles Manson came from this group, the Illuma...
He's one of the most powerful wizards alive today.
Okay.
Oh.
Because, as I said before, this doctor here not only claims can he clone human beings, but the experiments have been going on in which they're taking human DNA, mixing it with animals. All these things have been done for a purpose. Every single thing we've seen, the experiments, everything. The Illuminati have a plan. I mean, this plan is so vast in its scope, it almost boggles the imagination. And part of that plan involves something I witnessed back in, I think that was the summer of 77 or 78. I was in Stuttgart, Germany at the time, and underneath the 5th Army General Hospital in Stuttgart, Germany is a giant highway, and there are buildings and such underneath it, labs, and this highway can go off, I don't know how many kilometers after kilometers, I mean, under the ground. As I said, it was, as I remember, I think it was 5 stories down. I saw the early experiments. I witnessed this for myself, in which they were experimenting on human beings back then, and they were trying to rewrite man's double helix code. Now, the early experiments were absolutely horrific. I mean, some of them were so gross, it looked like you were just looking at, like a mound of flesh. That's really the best that I could best describe it as. It was just a mound of flesh. Eventually, what had happened, they were able to break the code and rewrite it in such a way that they were finally able to create what you and I would call a gray alien. Well, now let's create the UFOs. The one place they chose, the Illuminati, was Nazi Germany. Why? Because they had their puppet Adolf Hitler in place, who was espousing, for the first time in history, a new world order. The exact words of his puppets, of his masters, I should say, in the Illuminati. Okay, now let's bring it into American territory. The experiment's already successful. Let's bring these machines to America. Let's bring the scientists, thousands of them, to America to improve on this technology. Okay, let's get it to where we can actually create these machines that would fly even higher than the atmosphere. Okay, they brought it to that level. Now we've got to give the people, the drivers, the gray aliens. You see, let's think about this for a second. Throughout the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, we had green aliens, red aliens, tall aliens, short aliens, some with scales, some without scales, some with big eyes, some with small eyes, some with hair, some without hair. I mean, we had more aliens than anything I knew what to do with. Something's happened, though. Have you noticed that since the mid-80s, we've only had one type of alien now? That's the gray alien. 4.5 feet tall, small ears, big bulging black eyes, a tiny nose, tiny mouth, no hair, and absolutely skinny. What happened to all the other races? Did they just suddenly decide that Earth wasn't good enough for them? Oh, let all the other alien civilization and all the different types of aliens just take off? No. Again, that was demons. That's all it was demonic manipulation at that point. Now we have a physical being that they have created through genetic manipulation. A 4.5 foot tall gray being that we call an alien. And all these things were done for one reason, and only one reason: to cover up the rapture. Now think about this, ladies and gentlemen. How do you explain the sudden vanishing, disappearance, or whatever you want to call it, of tens of millions of people around the earth? How do you explain it all away? Well, this is where I remember parts of their plans from ages ago. You see, what if right after the rapture happens, these so-called motherships start surrounding the earth? Now they will not really be motherships. These are going to be computer-generated images that will be flashed on your television throughout, some newspaper or, news report or broadcasting emergency report. Those won't really be up there, but you'll be told they are. However, we know that they have the Hannibal ships, the drill ships, all those flying saucers. What if these flying saucers start landing all around the world, and these 4.5 foot tall aliens step out, and they say to the people of the earth, the ones that are left behind, and tell them, we took all those people up to our motherships because they needed re-educating. You people are truly the enlightened people who will help us and guide us, humanity, into the golden age. And it's gonna work. Simply because it plays on man's ego and pride. And that destroyed the highest of all of God's creation, Lucifer. Pride goes before destruction, and the hardest spirits before the fall. And this is what's going to happen. It feeds the ego like no one's business. We also know that all these things are part of the Illuminati conditioning process. And right here, this declassified memo from the Central Intelligence Agency states, I am today transmitting to the National Security Council's proposal in which it is concluded that the problems connected with unidentified objects appear to have implications for psychological warfare as well as for intelligence and operations. It goes on to say, I suggest that we discuss at an early board meeting the possible offensive or defensive utilization of these phenomena for psychological warfare purposes, and this was written and signed by Walter B. Smith, the director himself. And again, the Illuminati card tells us the reason why, because when the rapture comes, I'll make them wait. Yes, not us who go before, but the ones after who miss it, because they're going to cover up everything with an alien UFO visitation. We've got to wake up, ladies and gentlemen, to the truth of what's going on with aliens, UFO, and the Antichrist before it's too late.